Hello and welcome to the Philippines. Today we're looking at a very interesting project, Grand Residences in Cebu City, Cebu, the Philippines. And this is a model of the units. The two units that were closest to us when we first started are already open and occupied, and there's a few left for sale, and they are renting out. These larger units, 35 right there in front of us, two towers. One of those should be open sometime about mid-year, I believe. And part of the units there will also be hotel apartment type units. So that will be interesting. And they are different places throughout instead of just one floor, they're different places throughout the building. And they've got a couple of pools integrated into the system, a large pool in the center, great amenities. I'll go over those a little later, and we'll look at a couple of units. They will be building as well a commercial and retail building. I believe this is it right here, the smaller one. Later on, that will include a grocery store and marketplace retail stores as well. So how convenient can that be? Another pool there. You can see the second pool there on, I believe it's the 5th floor, almost exactly in the center of this picture. And then they've got another in the center area. There will be a pool as well. And the building, the two towers just on the left side here, I think they're about 25 stories high. The taller ones are 35 stories. And the 25 stories, we were up on the roof. I'll show you that as well. They've got some laundry cages up top there, and you can go up there and get a great view of the city. The 35-story towers as well. I believe that rooftop deck will be for viewing and enjoyment. I'm sure they'll put some chairs and various things up there. This is a large development. I believe that the 35-story towers, each one is about 700 units. They have studios, 1 bedrooms, and 2 bedrooms. And they have a few garden units. I suspect most of those are sold out. Lots of amenities, more than most places. Huge area that's off the main road, so it seems to me that it should be one of the quieter developments in town, which is very nice. Right across the street, basically from IT Park, and not very far from the Ayala Mall and Cebu Business District. Really not far from anything. Very well located there. And well, I'll show you a studio, 1 bedroom, and a 2 bedroom. A friend of mine rented a unit there, asked me if I wanted to come up and look around, and we met with the agent there, and I'll give you her contact information later. Anyway, very interesting project. I think 40% of the area is buildings, the rest is parks and amenities. So very nice, large park-like layout. A city within a city, basically. First of all, we're going to look at the studio rental unit my friend rented from Airbnb for about, I think, 19 US dollars a night. And I think he was here for 5 days, maybe 5 nights. Anyway, it's studio, about 22 square meters, and Japanese fellow owns it. One of the top hosts there on Airbnb. You can also go directly through I'll give you her contacts. She's the agent, in-house agent, and you might have a little bit better luck rather than looking at pictures online. You might have a little better luck specifying what you're looking for and getting what you're looking for. Sometimes the online descriptions and ads aren't always entirely accurate. He said he did not have any issues with noise, which is always good. Fully furnished means many things to many people, so it may be very, very basic furnishings, or it may be quite plush. Now in this case, they have the water heater for the shower underneath the sink there, so if you don't find a water heater in the shower area, look under the sink. I had that at one of the places I rented, and yeah, you wandering around trying to figure out how to turn on the hot water. Fire extinguisher there, which is a nice addition, and the cable television that was included. I think he had Wi-Fi in the building also. I'm not positive about the Wi-Fi. So there again, you may get basic cable, you may get extended cable, you may get Wi-Fi or not.
Comparing to other condos, some condos have the low, very low ceiling.
Oh, okay.
So for us, this is our height. So we have the ease and it's comfortable. This is the kitchen, living room,
And they all have balconies. They all have balconies.
yes.
All units have balconies.
Yes.
Okay.
Even studios, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, we have all balconies.
All right.
But the 2 bedrooms are located in the corners of the building.
Okay. And this is dressed up, obviously. You get it just bare.
Finish.
You get the floor.
Yeah, you got here.
And
but the beds, like.
Yeah, and
but for now, until 29th of this month, we have this promo. We have free queen bed. We have free dishwasher, free air condition, refrigerator. So that's a big discount.
Okay. Can you have split type air conditioner?
Windows. We are offered windows, but I'll ask if we can go for the split
Yeah.
type one, because we do give it.
And this is the other second bedroom.
Second, yeah.
All right. And your second CR, your common CR. Now,
How many units will there be total?
35 by, for a while, it's just like 500. Wait for the cover to be Every floor is 31. So, ilan ito? Tower 3 Pilipinas ka na? Tower 3? 700.
Oh.
Temporary office.
oh,
But, not all units that are, most of the unit owner buys 1, 2, or 3.
mm-hmm.
So,
Can
yeah.
you combine them?
Yeah, you
can buy
but
two
after
studios?
turnover, yes.
Okay.
Of course, actually this unit before is combined. We use this as a sample unit for combined, but
Uh-huh.
because it's almost done, so we already get the other unit.
Okay.
After turnover, you can have your, but for approval because of the.
And the balcony, decent sized balcony. So many balconies are very, very small. They aren't really usable. But this is a usable balcony. You could put a couple chairs and a table out there.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
They're not real small.
Well,
So this will be the view for our dining room. Just like this.
And this is a layout for a one-bedroom apartment hotel type unit that will be in one of the towers. And a number of owners have availed of this opportunity. Don't know all the details, but Dusit International will be servicing these apartments, hotel rooms. So nicely laid out, nice space. And there are so many different layouts depending upon where in a building and how high you are in a building. The studios, the 1 bedrooms, the 2 bedrooms, you get different configurations, different sizes as far as square meters, square feet. So it's difficult for me to go over all that information. I will give you some basic kind of general guidelines about what you're going to get. I think the studios range from 22 square meters to 25 or 27 square meters. On the Tower 3 and 4, at least, I think every unit has balconies. Rental prices would range probably for a studio between $20,000 and $30,000 a month. If you went long term, you can usually negotiate a lower price. And there again, it depends on how nicely it is furnished, whether it includes cable and cable as well as internet. And then the one bedrooms, well, let's see, the studio will probably sell average around 3.7 million pesos. 1 million pesos is about 20,000 US dollars. So just use the conversion rate, whatever country you're in. About 3.7 million. That includes VAT. And then generally, as you go higher, it gets a little more expensive, and then depends upon a couple other things. But anyway, one bedrooms are about 5 to 6 million, and there again, they range. I think they range from close to 50 square or 40 some square meters probably on up, and I think the rental prices would average between 40,000 and 45,000 a month. I saw some. I did some research, checked some online, and did find some a two-bedroom for rent. There's a number of units for rent. Did find a two-bedroom for rent for 60,000, and it said it was rented. The two-bedroom units, there again, they're different configurations, different sizes, but you're looking at 70 plus square meters, so pretty good size. I've lived in a one-bedroom at 42 square meters, and it was quite comfortable. 50 square meters is even more comfortable. 60, you're starting to get enough room where if you want to move the furniture around, you got room to do those kind of things, if the configuration is accurate. But the two-bedroom probably run average around 8.5 million Philippine pesos, and if you're going to rent one, 55 to 65,000 a month pesos. So if you're an investor going to rent it out, and or you're going to rent it yourself, get it through these people or online. You can combine units. Here's a look at the pool there at the top center, and then this is just kind of a park area underneath that. And because of construction going on, the pool is not open yet. They expect to open that same time they open Tower 3 right to your left there. They expect to open that mid-year sometime, I think, to get the hotel apartment and then to let the other people in. You can see on the lower level there, you got a lot of the parking areas as well as the garden units there. They have a number of payment schemes available. A scheme in the U.S. West tends to be a negative term. Here in the Philippines and other Asian countries, it is just a term, a plan. A scheme is a plan. So they have different financing plans. They are looking at possibly setting up some in-house financing as well. Generally, if you're 65 or older, it's difficult to get bank financing. They do have something called rent to own. Basically, you're paying for almost 2 years, a little less than 2 years. You're paying, like on the studio, 22,000 pesos a month. At the end of 2 years, you got to decide whether you're going to buy it, and that amount would be applied against the purchase price at zero interest, I believe. And you would have to come up with the balance of the payment. So we're in Tower A right now, which is, I think, about 25 stories high, and then the next one over that's the next one to open up, Tower 3, and about 35 stories and about 700 units in each of those taller units. And looking at the surroundings, it looks like you're surrounded by more commercial areas, so that I think the noise would be a little less too. One direction you have sea view, one mountain view. You also have an area that where you kind of look not very far away is the Cebu Country Club, Golf Club. And those buildings in the background, that is the huge area called IT Park, basically a city within a city. A lot of commercial, there's banks in there, restaurants, few bars, but primarily it's commercial buildings built around the BPO industry, the call centers, that type of thing. Ayala has a new, what they call Central Block Mall in there. Not as big as the big Ayala Mall here in Cebu City, but got a lot of stores in there, a lot of restaurants around that area, plus other restaurants in the IT Park area as well. So very convenient. You can pretty much stay there. Everything is pretty much there that you would need on a regular basis. Otherwise, take a cheap taxi ride someplace. The agent who showed me around here seemed to be very knowledgeable about the real estate industry, and even does some overseas marketing work for the company. So I think she's quite qualified. I'll leave her contact information in the description of the video. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Safe travels to you all wherever you're at, and I'll see you next time.